Welcome back to Gene Key of the Day. I'm back at Wonderland in Portland, Oregon, my home. And I couldn't be more happy to be back in this incredible sanctuary where we have a beautiful community of artists. And that's the theme of today's show. We are in the 53rd Gene Key. And it moves from immaturity to expansion to superabundance. And so, today I am very excited to get the opportunity to interview one of our community members who happens to be a world-class artist. He is a transmission artist, someone who very deeply dives into his paintings, and I have so much respect for his artistry and just who he is as a person. So he doesn't know anything about this Gene Key, so we're just going to find out by asking questions about it, how this key is alive in his process. So we're in the backyard at Wonderland, and we're on the porch now. And this is a nice little work area. This is his studio we're coming into. Oh, and there's our reflection. That's cool. Whoa! Thank you. It's so nice to be here. We're inside of Wonderland. The curtains are drawn. You can't see. That's actually Elijah's secret media station. But we're here. Let's sit down and have a chat.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank
so
you.
nice to have you here.
It's wonderful to be here. A place that I come every day. I am very lucky. And so are you.
I'm so grateful. It's nice to be here at Wonderland and be surrounded by artists who are working in this way.
Yeah. We're also lucky to be here with you and getting to explore the 53rd Gene Key of expansion, that which is happening in my belly. And in many other cases, in art. And so I wanted to start out by asking a question that has to do with the nature of this key. It touches into beginnings. So I wanted to ask you what your relationship is with the seed or the beginning of a painting. And have you ever had the experience of kind of like not nurturing that seed in the right way and then a painting kind of not working out the way you wanted it to because the seed wasn't right?
Absolutely. Definitely, like, paintings come in different ways. Teachings, inspirations, little breathwork movements, things, a little spark will happen, and it's like a little flame. And if I do a sketch and I prep it and create a really nice container for these things, like, it can really be it can expand into something. All of a sudden I have a huge painting that it's going to turn into. It's like an 8-foot painting and I have to have more gold. And there's been times I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea, and I'm off to the next thing. And I'm going to do something else, and I kind of like put it off to the side, little jot notes, and it sits over there, and then it's like a sprout that didn't get enough water or sunlight, and it's like, and it just kind of like falls off to the side. And then like years later, I look at it and like, oh, too bad, I guess. You didn't quite get there. And now there's new inspiration with every breath and every ray of sunlight. So it's like I'm trying to stay on track always too.
Right.
So I lose a lot of them too. So if I don't like create the container and really set it up properly, then I don't get to this part. I don't get to like a painting.
So what is a part of the seed, like the planting of that initial seed that makes this possible, like getting to this point?
First I write it. First I speak it. Let's get real clear. First I speak it to myself, and I say it over and over again. And before I even pick up the pencil, there's days of like creating the prayer or the song or the thing that I can like reattach to. So then it's a note in my head. And then once I have that note in my head daily and I've cultivated that, then I start sketching and I start drawing. So then I have like the first level of physically manifested, you know, imagery that's talking that, and I write notes about the things that I want. But it's really, it goes back to that. If I can come up with a song or a little hum that is that painting, then it'll fuel me all the way through to when I'm varnishing and I'm still doing that same, like, you know, moon harp blessing, you know. But if I don't create that in the beginning, you know, oh, this is really good. I should use that for later. I should remember that.
I just love how that we get to see this shadow of immaturity where we don't remember that it's all about how we start something, and we keep making the same mistakes over and over. But really, when we grow and we're learning, we know that the beginnings are everything and the way that we do it. And so just, I know your process. It's like I see you put so much intention into the beginnings and then see them flower. And so that's such a great example of expansion at work. The next question, there's a quote in the gift, and it says, "True growth expands beyond its comfort zone. It is continually transcending its last level." And it talks about transcending and including. And so I wonder how you might say that this is true for you in your process of your creative process as an artist. And perhaps you have some examples or something.
Well, that's like a 9-part answer there.
Right.
It's expanding.
It's a big one.
It's expanding. There's definitely parts where, let's see if I can get this all down. I've definitely worked on a painting and it's come to the first level and it's like, oh, this is really nice. And people have seen it and they like it. And that's cool. It gets to this level and it's all, oh, perfect. And it's not done until I almost have to like break it down so that it can like grow bigger. You know, I have to like till the soil and chop up all the plants and make it all like, and then it turns into something that's like really flourishing. And I've definitely had some paintings where I'm like, oh, I'm working on a painting, and it's like, it might be like 4 foot. And oh, this is nice, you know. And then it's like, and I'll take it to this level. And I'm like, oh, well, chaos has to happen. We have to get something really in there. And then I was like, oh, I actually need a bigger board to actually hold this painting, because now, you know, my mind got like a greater level of illumination. I was able to hold more within my vessel. And so then, you know, I have to like get a different board or something. All of a sudden I'm like, we're going to an 8-foot painting now instead of a 4-foot painting to hold everything that re-inspired from that moment of like, okay, here we got to this part and that feels good. It's nice. It feels comfortable. It's safe. It's pretty. But then like to break it and then like remake it, you know, it totally, you know, creates a phoenix in a certain way, so that it gets much bigger. And I like those paintings. Not all of them do that. Not all of them do I create the time and space and energy to really hold that, because you know the world's really fast now. We got digital. We got this. We got that. We got lunch.
Oh.
Yeah, exciting. So, but I love it when I can really be strong enough to create a big enough container to let things, you know, pulse. And every time I go in, it gets bigger. And then it gets bigger. And sometimes the board doesn't get bigger, but the painting gets bigger. And the story and the information that's like held within the painting gets way bigger. You know, like, oh, all of a sudden this is going to be like a little sketch, and now this is going to be an image that's going to last for at least 30 years. It's going to it's going to influence me for the next 30 years. And, you know, what it does for other people, well, that's for them, I guess.
I love how you touched on something that it talks about in the Gene Keys, where it will in the expansion in the gift, where we have to let go of the form itself. We have to expand beyond our form, and like just the shifting of the painting itself, even in a physical way, it has to change and die and grow. And so, you know, you're just hitting it right on the head. And I love to see, he didn't know anything about this key before we started talking.
What number is this?
53.
Thank you.
So one last question. Just examples of expansion in your artwork. Any, like, I've used some of your paintings for Key's Gene Key of the Day videos in the past because they remind me of expansion. And do you have examples?
I do. And I think that because of the work that I do, my asana practice, my work of union and yoga, I'm always trying to speak towards that expansion, you know, to the greater brilliance. The sun is so expansive, and that's my favorite thing to paint. Besides the moon, don't worry, you're here. But if you could grab that piece right behind you there, that's like the lightest, easiest one to get. There's a whole stack of expansion paintings back there, but we can grab this one. It even fits nicely. This is a very compacted version of this painting. This is a 6-foot painting, so it got expanded quite a bit. But this is a print, and this is you know, it's expansion by building the inside. That's that pulse that we're talking about. Like, you have to bring it in. You have to bring it so that you can expand when you have a brilliant, strong core. You know, and that's kind of what this painting is. Like, she's bringing everything to her heart center, but like her luminescent, you know, wings of jeweled rainbow are just expanding further and further out across the sky. They don't even fit on the painting, they're so big.
Thank you so much for being here with us, and what a joy, hey, to be able to hang out with Nez. It's quite an honor.
Thank you so much.
I forgot to bring the dragonfly in to do the outro, so maybe we can do dragonfly impersonation. We'll see you next week.
Next week with more expansion.
Blessings.
Blessings.